Hey everybody, Chris Mancini, Managing Attorney for the Delaware Offices for Community Title Network Ridgway Law Group, here with Danielle Dennis and Steve Greenwood, our Senior Local Counsel, and Danielle's our Manager for the Ocean City and Salisbury offices for CTN. We wanted to take a minute today to just talk about the fact that we're all from here and what that means to us, and how important it is for you guys as our clients to understand that we understand the importance of having that local touch and the local feel to not only the transaction, but what we bring to each and every day, and how hard we work to make it feel like it's an intimate experience for you guys. So it's great to be here with you guys again. And you know, Steve, tell me a lot about how long you've been with the company and what you've seen change over time, and talk to me about what you do every day.
I've been with this company since they came here.
Beginning, right?
Yeah, from the beginning. I've been with them for their full 10 years. Yep. I had my own title company for 27 years, and then sort of merged in with the predecessor to CTN.
So you're from here?
I'm from here. I grew up in Salisbury, between Easton and Salisbury mostly. Went to college at Salisbury, worked at the beach most of my life as a young person. From age 14 to 22, I worked at Layton's on 92nd Street.
I've had many a donut from Layton's.
I've had many a donut from Layton's too.
Yeah.
You can't tell, but what does that mean to you, being here for so long?
Well, I mean, it's home, and it's always been home. I mean, I left for 9 years, which is when I actually met Mike, our president, the first time, because I worked for his dad in Montgomery County when I was in law school. And so, you know, when Mike took over this company, and Mike and Greg took over the company in 2016, and I was already here, it was like a weird deja vu-y kind of a thing where, you know, Mike walked in and we're like, oh, hey, we remember you, we remember each other. Now we have Tom Rodden, who's also joined us over in the Brookville market, and he was with us back then too. So, yeah, but you know, being from here, sometimes it's hard to explain to some of the other offices how different this market can be and is. We have regions that don't have good internet. We have regions that don't have any internet. We have a lot of older people who aren't tech savvy. You know, there's a huge farming community, a huge waterman community, you know, and those guys aren't necessarily, and ladies aren't necessarily going to be on a phone pewter, as they say on the Geico commercial or whatever commercial it is. You know, they don't, you know, their phones are for making phone calls and maybe sending a text.
Yeah, and so understanding that and understanding how it impacts the transaction at large is, like, you know, huge. Just understanding who the people are, and having that grace for.
It's the communication touch where you have to make sure that you're letting someone know that we're going to be reaching out to you with this technology. If you have any problem with it, let us know. We'll help you through it, or we'll figure out a way around it. Right. And, you know, as I was explaining earlier, I mean, my father's probably one of the most best tech-savvy 85-year-olds I know. Yeah. But if you send him an email, you might want to call him and tell him you sent it, because it might be a couple days before he gets to it.
Right.
And then, you know, you're like, oh, God, he hasn't answered me yet. I need to send another one and another one and another one.
And so also, going along those lines, too, of like having been here for as long as you've been here, I've been here. Danny, how long have you been here now?
Yeah,
in this
we were
area?
Just talking about this. I have like 26 years. I'm aging myself right now. Yeah.
No,
yeah. So also a Salisbury alumni. You know, it's just.
My wife was an SU alumni.
I know. I had an art class together in there. It's crazy. But I think it's something to be said about these people that we're working with. Like, they have watched our families grow. Like, they knew Danielle Smith married before kids, and like, there's something to be said about like growing up together in this industry, watching the changes together, and like having those deep roots. It just builds that extra level of trust, right? Like, working in this industry with the same agents, even new agents coming in, like, there's just that extra level of trust there.
And I feel like it's just such a big thing because, like, you know, our area is. It's growing, but it's still a small field, right? I feel like everyone knows each other.
Right.
And I mean, even across the spectrum. So, you know, like you said, understanding that agent has seen
me have kids,
Exactly, yeah.
me get married, buy a house, build a dock, have a
Right.
boat, see them out
In their neighborhood,
and then
right?
in their
In their
neighborhood, and then
neighborhoods.
see them, and then go out into the community and see them in social settings away from the professional setting, right?
Right.
But seeing them out to dinner, seeing them just in general at the gym or wherever you are, and having that
Soccer
connection,
games,
soccer
Little League
games, and
games,
little league
baseball
games.
games.
Well, it
It's
helps
fun
you-
seeing that, and then when you
Yeah.
see them, it helps you build that.
Yeah,
right?
the difference now is
understand.
I'm actually doing settlements for the kids I used to coach in Little
Yeah,
League, which is
yeah.
a whole different thing. and I can't tell you how many times I have people that will call me by my brother's name, by my dad's name.
I grew up in Ocean City. My family has a restaurant in Fenwick, as you guys know, Mancini's, and so, you know, it's so, yeah, chef kiss to dad. Way to go, buddy. You know, it's interesting now being an adult in the community.
Yeah.
You know, growing up as a kid, you see it as home, and that means something to you. And then you grow through, and then you see the change, and you become a professional in the community to be somebody that's no longer, you know, the boogie board rat. You're now the person that they look for professional services, which is, you know, something that's just so,
Yeah.
there's something rewarding about that.
Yeah.
And understanding that you're from here, you understand what this place is.
Yeah.
And it's such a special place, right? I mean, it really is.
It is, and like your husband's from here, like
Yeah,
Delmar,
oh, yeah.
Chrisfield, that whole,
Yeah.
like he's small town,
For sure.
small town American, been here his whole
Yeah.
life.
Knows literally
And
everyone.
Tim-
Just same with you. Everyone that comes
Tim
in the office knows.
Worked with Sammy in real estate
Yeah.
before either one of us were even married.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We're so intertwined in this on
and
the
it-
shore.
and that's the way that it is. And you find that out. It's like 6 degrees of separation. You constantly know somebody who knows this person who did this, and who worked with that person 5 years ago who knew Steve's grandfather. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I literally had a settlement yesterday with a seller, and she says, "Are you Gabby's son?" And I said, "Yeah, that's my father." She goes, "I knew your grandfather back in 1952 when he worked at the Paddock and opened the Paddock nightclub." And I was like, "That's
Yeah.
wild." I
It
mean,
is nuts.
the person, she said, my grandfather's been passed away, God rest him, since '94, and she knew him back in the '50s. And it's so you see these people at settlement, and then they put 2 and 2 together just with your name, and that's so cool and so rewarding to be a part of that, which is a really cool, just neat thing that I don't think everybody in this business
No,
gets to experience.
Yeah, it helps us serve, like, be living with them, being friends with them, like all of our clients and partners. It just helps us serve them better because we understand them. We know it helps us get to know their needs more. You know,
Yeah.
they're seeing us at the grocery store. We're talking about business. They can tell us what they need out of a title
Yeah,
company.
and they can call you with problems that you may not be
Right.
able to help, but then you go, "Yeah, I can't help on that, but Steve Greenwood can."
Steve?
And they're like, "Oh yeah, Steve, yeah, I
Steve
know
will pick up.
Steve, right?" But at least you have us, you know what I mean? At least you have that resource, and I have Steve and a million other people within CTN, and that's something that's so cool about our company and about this area. I think that's really neat to get to live and work in the community and be intertwined in it, because not every title company has people that have, you know, grown up here and seen everything and know. I don't want to say I know everybody, but you know, that type of feel, know everybody.
Well,
Type.
if I don't know him, my dad does. So
And
it's
that's
all-
the thing. That's so. That's,
Same with yours. I mean,
same
it's
cool-
just
so
the way
cool.
it was. Yeah.
So that's really neat, and it's really special, and I think it adds value from a
Yes.
business side. Not to get too businessy about it,
Yeah.
but it does add value to the transaction too.
And we were all out of the education system. My dad was superintendent of schools in Worcester County. He was assistant superintendent in Wycomico County. You know, my wife is currently the chief academic officer in Somerset County. So it's all of those teachers, all of those new teachers.
And my mom was a teacher for
We're
34 years.
we're very active in the new teacher orientation stuff that they do every year. We try to go to the new teacher vendor fairs every year. And not so much that we're trying to, I mean, of course we're trying to market ourselves, but we're also letting them know that we have support.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it's important.
That they have our support as a new teacher who's going to be teaching our children and raising our communities, and that's important.
Absolutely, it's paramount. I mean, education is one of the things that I think we support. And my mom was a preschool teacher for 34 years. My kids are in the local schools, so I appreciate that sentiment. And Danielle has kids too that
Yeah.
are in the school system. So I think just overall being in the community, both in the school system, I mean, service industry, right? Understanding what it means to be able to give that server, that bartender, that chef, that cook, to put them into a new house,
Right.
is so cool and so rewarding for me as somebody who came up in that industry, in the restaurant business, to understand how difficult it is for those people to even qualify for home ownership sometimes. And then when they get there, they're so happy to be a part of it, and it's such a cool thing to do.
Man, I think my time in the restaurant industry, if you want to call it that, like literally growing up in it, I think it made a world of difference in how I handle people, treat people, and how I've seen people act on all sides of the spectrum.
I think the restaurant business is one of the businesses, and customer service, like retail too, they're very closely aligned. But I truly feel that anybody worth their salt in life, at some point prior to the job that they have now, did that work. And that's not to disparage anybody who didn't. I just feel like to Steve's point, when you have to deal with the public in that sense, and your literal tip, your livelihood depends on the service that you provide.
I also cleaned out chicken houses.
Right. Each of us are uniquely aligned and have different skill sets to deal with people, and to deal with people in a stressful environment, because let's face it, like buying and selling houses is not for the weak-willed.
No.
Right? It's something that is stressful, and being able to understand that, relate to them, personalize it, and then at the settlement table, tell them, who the bartender is up the street that they should go see for happy hour.
Right.
Right.
Or where the best subs are.
Where the best subs are in town, where the best pizza is, where you should go to have dinner to celebrate with a bottle of champagne. Those things are just so cool. And to tell them to ask for, the guy, whoever it is at the place, whoever it is, the bartender, the owner, the maitre d', whoever it is, ask for that guy, tell him I sent you, and enjoy this, cocktail that they'll probably give you because I sent you over there, maybe, which is cool.
Well, Danielle, she's so great with people. I'm a little grumpier, but she is so good with that personal interaction. And there's been plenty of times when I've said, hey, you need to talk to this person, because I don't think I can do this.
She's so well suited for that. I feel so fortunate, not only get to work in this area and in being local, but get to work with great people.
Yeah,
like you guys. Like we're friends.
Yeah, we are. We really are friends.
That's so true.
And we really care about each other, and I think that is something that not everybody gets to experience.
And that's a theme within Community Title Network. I think not just our market. I think all of the other markets. Everyone is so intertwined. I think we talked about that earlier.
Yeah, I mean,
we're so close.
I've made a lot of friends in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Over the last 10 years in this company, and some new, some older, some I knew before, some I've gotten to know
past
better.
Lives.
Like Craig and I knew each other for years, but we've gotten to be very close in the last 10. So,
I think it's really special what we have here. And I think those that get to experience what we do every day in terms of the transaction will get to feel that. And I think they do feel that. I agree. They feel that closeness among us, and I think they feel that we understand what this is about.
Yeah.
And
it's a great place to live, or a great place to vacation if it's a second home. If it's just an amazing community across the board.
Yeah.
So.
In closing, thank you guys so much for taking a few minutes of your time to kind of listen to our banter and listen to us pontificate about ourselves. But truly, we value the friendships and the relationships that we have with you all. And I think Danny and Steve would echo that sentiment. So thank you so much for being a part of this today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks
see
so
you out
much.
there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See ya.